Rotted Reviews, and today we continue on with Patron Appreciation Month, where I take the folks that have supported me just that little bit above and beyond to show them a little bit of appreciation and say thank you by asking them, what movie do you want me to watch and review? And no matter what the suggestion, as long as I haven't reviewed it before and it's a horror movie, I will do so, no matter how painful you want to make it. And today's suggestion is the movie Stan Helsing, coming to us from patron Ben Grimm. Thank you, Ben, for putting this one in front of me and forcing me to do this. So this movie was put out in 2009, and it was written and directed by Bo Zenga. And we are introduced to the titular character of Stan Helsing, who is a ne'er-do-well, lazy employee at a video rental store, and he is tasked with dropping off some videotapes to a customer that has requested him. And he kind of elicits the help of his friends who are on their way to a Halloween party that he wants to go to as well. So it's more of just a, hey, would you mind if we took this detour? And this detour lands them straight smack dab into the heart of Wacky Town. Not really, but this is a spoof movie, and that is pretty much the core of it. Now, parody movies and spoof movies and so forth have been around for a very long time, often with an extremely broad range of quality levels. And I would have to say that Stan Helsing winds up on the tail end of them. For every airplane, there's a spy hard. For every top secret, there's a wrongfully accused. And for every naked gun, there's a Naked Gun 33 1/3. And for every scary movie, there's a Stan Helsing. So Stan Helsing actually kind of came out fairly late in the game in this new resurgence of parody spoof movies that I think really kind of started to pick up steam again with the 2000 entry of Scary Movie. And of course, when you have something that is popular, box office smashes, cheap to make, and overall just a quick turnaround, yeah, the formula goes, you just keep doing more and more of them. And the more you copy something that's a copy of a copy of a copy, the more it diminishes what the actual true clarity of the original was. And so it goes with things like this all the time. Instead of mimicking the actual clever humor that made Scary Movie great, it instead basically just kind of captured on with making references more than jokes. Classic examples of that are Meet the Spartans, superhero movie, so on and so forth. You just saw a whole lot of them, and they all had posters with big red letters on them and movie in the title. And towards the end of that era, we got the 2009 movie Stan Helsing. And this is just as vapid and slapsticky as any of the others that are also on that low end of the spectrum. A lot of this just kind of seems like people getting stoned around the writer's table without any editors to clean up after them. If they just basically said, hey, what if we took Pinhead from Hellraiser, and instead of pins, it's darts and forks and shit.
Prepare yourselves to die, mortal!
What if we had Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw, and instead of having a skin leather face, we gave him a Louis Vuitton bag? Nobody was there to stop them with these bad ideas, but they just kept spewing them out, and they basically, as fast as they were spewing them out, put them to screen.
Well, that can't be good.
We are so screwed. Dressed as a nurse.
You're not gonna die dressed as a nurse.
Oh, so I have time to change?
And again, instead of making jokes, they basically just made nothing but one reference after another, expecting that to stand on its own. And I personally just really didn't find the humor in it. Yes, it was cute enough and it was fun enough to have some level of redemptive quality to it. Steve Howey did a decent job as Stan Helsing, bringing a kind of goofy, innocent, oafish charm to the role. Kenan Thompson as his sidekick did a pretty decent job there as well. I actually managed to let out a few guffaws at some of the performances here, but for the most part, it was nothing but outlandish references that fell flat in delivering any kind of humor to it. I would say that one of the bright spots of this was the iconic Leslie Nielsen, but even that was a very small role that was just kind of peppered throughout and underutilized. I think ultimately what it comes down to is I was just the wrong target audience for this movie. It was just a bad demographic match, let's say. First of all, I wasn't a teenager. Second of all, I watched it alone. And third of all, I was sober. I think if those three things hadn't been the case, this would have been a raucous wild time that I probably would have enjoyed. But again, I'm middle-aged, I wasn't with friends, and I wasn't stoned out of my gourd. So yeah, for me, this humor just didn't land. And when you have something that has this level of absurdity to it, if the humor doesn't work, the entire movie doesn't work. And so I know that Ben wanted me to get on a rant and watch me squirm while reviewing this movie, and I hope that I delivered on that front reasonably well. Thank you very much, Ben, for showing this one to me, and thank you for watching this video. Remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.